Good evening, y'all. It's your girl, Lovely Lele. I am back again with another episode of these crazy episodes, is what I'm going to call them. I really do still want to do the dating thing, and I know I have not been advertising it as much, but I'm just not getting enough men. I don't know if y'all are scared, or you just don't do this type of thing, or you're just not looking for love. But tonight's episode is a story time. So, y'all, I guess my little episodes have been stirring up some feelings, apparently. And I'm not calling anyone out. I'm just, okay, I'm not going to call any names because one of my exes let me know, well, the man poured his heart out. Okay. I mean, poured his heart out and made me feel like I was the bad person. Now, mind you, this happened over 20 years ago, y'all. Over 20 years ago. During that time, of course, we're young. I was going through a lot during that time. I was trying to do nursing school. I had kids. I was between jobs. I was homeless. I had a lot going on, but that's another story. That's just another story. But this happened over 20 years ago, and this person poured his heart out. Okay. Well, he called me out because back in the day, I put him out of the place I was staying at that time because another man was coming over. Okay. Let me explain. So don't judge me. Like I said, this happened over 20 years ago. And, we're young. And at the time, he was seeing other people. Okay. At least he was seeing a person that he was on and off with or whatever was happening. And then I still had a situation with someone, I can't call their name, but me and this other person had a deeper connection. Let me just say that. And this one, he had other women. I really did not take him serious at that time. How could I? But he was there for me during some times, from what I've gathered. And he did, looking back now, he did show signs that he maybe wanted to be serious, but back then I just didn't get that vibe from him. I just did not get it. So I had to make a choice. I did put him out, but I had to make a choice. I had the person that I had a deeper connection with, or someone that, I felt like was playing games at that time. So I chose this person, and he had to go. Now, he said he had to walk. Him and his friend was there at the time, I guess. I don't remember some of the details, and he had to leave. So he's kind of upset, or pour, pour his heart out, or express how he felt about that, and how I made him feel at that time. So that's what that's what happened. That is what happened. So I can't go into too much detail because the person does not want to be identified. Um, you know, so maybe he probably will, and some of you probably know who I'm talking about. And I'm just saying, you know, I just chose the person that I thought was the better option. Not saying that he wasn't, but at that time, during all the things that I was going through, I thought at that time I was making the better option. Obviously, I didn't make the better option with that person either, because if I did, I would still, I would be married to him, or we would still be together, or what have you. So I did not make the option. So how do y'all feel about that? Was I right to kick him out? At that time, I don't think I didn't have anything serious with either one of them. You know how it is growing up and going through things, and you know how it is. So it's it could get deeper than that, but that will be a discussion for the another day. But my thing is, why are we discussing this 20 years later? That's one of my biggest questions. Like, why are we discussing this 20, probably more than 20 years later? Have you ever had an ex call you years later, still hurt? I'm not going to say hurt is a strong word in this case because they probably would say they wasn't, but obviously they feel some type of way if they're still thinking about this from 20 years later. So, have you ever had an ex call you years later and still hurt or express feelings about something? Did you ever get closure? Do you need closure from that long? I mean, or do some people just carry heartbreak forever? I would say some people probably carry heartbreak from ever forever if they feel like the person that broke their heart was someone that they could spend the rest of their life with. So I don't know. I don't think I got a clear answer when I asked that, what did you need closure? I mean, what happened? Did you even really, I don't even feel like that situationship that we had going on was even anything serious. It was just a lot going on with that dude back then, and that's what it is. So, have you ever have who have ever contacted their ex that long just for closure? I don't even feel like at this point it's because of closure, and I can't disclose some things, but why are you still upset, or why do you still feel that way after 20 years? Is it because a person was chose? I mean, I can see the fact that, you know, instead of letting him stay and telling the other person not to come, I can see how that would make them feel. Maybe it made him just feel bad. Some men and women take things like that differently. Maybe it's because, if somebody picks somebody else over you, do that wound of it ever heal? I'm just not getting the fact that it's 20 years later. So, and then, like I said, he was dating other women too. So I don't feel like I was truly wrong, you know. So, and my question have to be, did he call because not call? I'm sorry. Did he do he want closure, or he just never got over the fact that he was, chosen, another person was chosen over him. So I don't know. I just want to ask you, sir, because I know you're watching. Are we discussing a traumatic event? Was it that traumatic for you? Or I'm going to call it a historical document because, like I said, it was over 20 years. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the situation. It's really not funny if someone tell me how they feel. Um, but I just want to know, is it closure, or what is it, ego? What is it? Because 20 years is a long time to be carrying that. I mean, really, it's the fact that you remember the details. Um, you know, it to remember something that happened to you that you said I did to you that long ago. I really want to have a conversation about that because I don't want to leave anyone thinking, that I intentionally hurt them in that way. And is me feeling this way when but I'm forgetting the fact that you had other situations. So I don't get it. I mean, I really don't get it. So, that's the thing tonight. I can get deeper than that, but I'm not going to do that unless the person want to do that. I'm just going to leave that up to them because I don't know what this person had going on or any of that. Um, so yeah. So, like I said, I know you're watching. If you want to come on to let everybody know how you really feel, yeah, I would be glad to have you on to, express that. Or you don't have to get on here to express it either. We can talk about it privately if that's what you want to do, because I really want to know what was the point after all these years. And, that's that. So I'm just going to leave with that note. And I'm just going to say, 20 years is a long time to remember to the T about what happened. And yeah, I would like to help you get over that, or I will be willing to give you some closure, respectful closure with that situation that you have brought to my attention. So I hope you all have a good night. And, what are your thoughts on this?